go down as one of the most hit. Not less than 8 local governments in northern part of the states were affected. You cannot calculate the quantum of loss. It is colossal. Human lives, dislocation of communities, loss of means of livelihood, social systems and public utilities. Worst of all, the entrenchment of fear, uncertainty and anxiety. In the thick of the confusion, the communities look only to 2 sources of inspiration and hope, government and God. They both did not disappoint. The dislocation of communities engendered by Boko Haram campaigns in Adamawa saw the emergence of several internally displaced persons camps (IDPs) as interim intervention measures to settle the displaced communities and allow them access to care. Many were lost on transit. Many will never go back to the only place they know as home. The good news now is that many communities are recaptured from the grips of insurgents in Adamawa state, and the displaced are gradually going back home. Among the recaptured towns lately are Mubi, Manchaka and Magadeli. All major towns are local government headquarters in Adamawa state. Hon and Gombe were earlier recaptured. Rogo at large visited 4 of the recaptured towns, and it is an experience of fear and adventure. It also unveiled the brutal reality of the operations of Boko Haram. So come with us to a journey of recaptured towns in Adamawa. It is Rogo at large. Mararaba Mubi looks like the people of the town have been stolen at night. We arrived the town by noon, but you can count the number of people on the street. Army make the most number, vigilante a close second, and a civilian population the rest. That is my census of Mararaba that day. The whole people on the street that day were not up to 30. The town is a picture of devastation, a tragic reminder of Boko Haram mayhem. But Mararaba Mubi used to be a business hub, a social environment, a transit junction to all of northern Adamawa and to all of Adamawa state. Mararaba Mubi had hit bad days, but it is healing. The story of invasive Boko Haram insurgents in Adamawa state, however, began from Mararaba Mubi. It is the entry point of the merchants of mayhem. Mubi is the second largest town in Adamawa state. It was one of the places where the fiercest battle between the insurgents and the Nigerian military took place. But then the event of that day started from this place, Uba Road. Many eyewitnesses did say that on that day, they were witnesses to members of the Boko Haram coming from Uba. And they were coming in motorcycles, they were coming on foot, and they were coming on armored tanks. And as they were passing through, they were not talking to anybody. But then as they were making their way to Mubi, an accident happened. And it happened in this place. This place. This is a crater where an explosion happened. And where the explosion came from an armored vehicle of the Boko Haram insurgents. And the vehicle dripped here. And when the explosion happened, there were over 8 offices here. They were all affected and they were destroyed effectively. But more than that, it is also at this place that members of the Nigerian armed forces came and faced the insurgents face to face. And what happened was one of the fiercest battles in the Boko Haram attacks of local government in Adamawa state. It is a very serious story, but we have some people that corroborated our story in this place. Well, Simon Shaibi here is a resident of this area where this incident happened. He had a house just across the road. And he was there when the thing happened. Madam Simon, come along. Tell me, you say when the Nigerian armed forces engaged the Boko Haram at this point, what happened next?
Well, there was an enforcement of, the Boko Haram went and enforced their army. So as they were coming, there was an armored car that was, in the armored car there was also some bombs in the armored car. So according to what happened now, the national troops saw this oncoming vehicle. So they sent in a missile. So the missile came and meet the armored car just at the point that you have stood there this morning. Then it is there now that because of the bomb that was in the armored car, and the incoming shell, then the whole armored car busted. And that's the reason why, as it burst and scattered into pieces, so that's why you see all the buildings around here have been destroyed.
And that is the beginning of the insurgency around this. That was the day when the insurgency became worse in Mubi,
Yes.
and in Madaraba Mubi.
Yes.
Is that what you are saying?
Yes, that's the time it became worse. But the first day they came, so many people ran away and they didn't talk to anybody. Until later, when they wanted to capture this place and have it as their resident place. So it was then that the national troop rose on their feet to come and fight the insurgency.
This is the fatal insurgents armored vehicle that day that had an accident along that area. It was coming from Oba in the company of the insurgents, and then it was loaded with explosive. And as the Nigerian troops were coming to intercept it, they were firing, and the Nigerian troops sent in something, to hit it very hard. And when it did, the explosive in it detonated. And when it did, those houses and those areas were destroyed. The armored vehicle itself was destroyed. This is its graveyard, and it is looking a pathetic sight here, burnt to ashes. Of course, the steel is still there, but it's not possible that it may sometimes work. But then it also speaks of the effort of the Nigerian army to control the insurgents. But more than that, it relies on the cooperation of the community to help the Nigerian army address the issue of the insurgents. But you can see the intimidating picture of the insurgents at work. This armored vehicle.
After going through various checks and stern interrogations by security agents along the road, we accessed Mubi. The story we had was that people were coming back to Mubi in their hundreds. When we arrived, it was likely they were, but we did not see the hundreds. The old Mubi that holds thousands of people by the day was a ghost town. There were people all right, but you can count them with the precision. As our vehicle makes headway to the town, people nervously look at us. The town looks like it was hit by an earthquake and fire at the same time. Banks, shops and houses were shredded and burnt. For a big town, the silence that goes with it that day is unnerving. Our biggest market is coming back to life.
Now, the biggest evidence of return to normalcy in Mubi, in Adamawa State, and the second largest town in the whole state, is the fact that business activities are back. People are coming back to the markets and picking up their lives. What happened actually was, when the insurgents came to Mubi, they did not only remove the people out of their houses, they also burnt their businesses, like in this place, like in this market, in the central market. Now, the market is picking again. And if you look around, there is an increased business and social activities.
For over 4 months, from the day the insurgents attacked Mubi, this meat market was out of business and all the traders have taken refuge. They are coming back now, but what they find did not cheer them. In the account of this man, Alhaji Musa Abdul Qadir, who chairs Mubi Chambers of Commerce, 3,000 shops in the market were destroyed and property estimated at 2.3 billion naira was lost. He did not give statistics for traders who lost their lives, but confirmed that every blessed day, people are coming back to the market.
Life is now started catching up. As we are going around today inside this market, you can see people, at least every blessing, the number of people are increasing. So we thank God for that, because when these people come to market, you cannot see anybody. But every day, continuously, there is development. You can see people now catching up with the little remain. Some people are going outside to have a, when you have a master somewhere, they will assist you and give you good so that you display to see that it's hard to find something that will go and assist your children at home.
So at least people are coming up.
People are coming up, seriously.
Do you have any fear?
Actually, as of now, if we say we have If we say we don't have fear, we are telling lie. But the work of the security men, actually, our fearness has been reduced drastically because they are anywhere telling people, persuading people to come down. They are moving day and night. So we are now have courage that now we are protected.
Alhaji Abdul Qadir emphasized that they need government intervention to move forward, even as he hopes they have seen the last of the insurgency.
Actually, we need an assistance from the government so that people will continue their normal businesses. As of now, billions of naira has been lost in this market. Definitely, you see how other people are displaying their good in front of that destroyed building because they have no alternative other to come and display their good like this. Because if they stay at home, how are they going to feed their family? It will be impossible.
For how long has the market been closed?
Since the insurgency came into Mubi town, the market has been closed.
That's out to how many months?
At least 3 months now.
Many traders who are coming back to the market are rebuilding. The clearest thing about Boko Haram is that when they drive away people, they destroy their means of livelihood. More than half of the shops in this market were burnt, with all the treasures kept in them. There is, however, the specific stories of people like this woman, Rolatu. Rolatu used to buy bags of rice to bring to the market and sell on smaller measurements. That business is destroyed now. She lost all she had when the insurgents came, and now she is back without a capital and not knowing where to start. Her story of escape, however, during the attack on Mubi, borders both on tragedy and comedy.
We ran away. There was no way we could stay. When we returned, we found our house vandalized and everything taken away. Nothing remained. We initially ran to Yola, eventually we moved to Niger State. Now that we returned, we resorted to collecting items on our trade on loan, just to find food to eat.
Sai muka aka ce gari yayi dan dama mu zo. Shin da muka zo kuma mun zo mun zauna kafin mun kara fitowa kuma mun ka fara dauka baki. Muka dinga tattara baki.
The market in Mubi gives a picture of return, but in the weeks ahead, the return will be more comprehensive. From Mubi, we made our way to Michika, relying mainly on our face value and the institution we represent. We arrived Michika, but the army there advised us to hasten our step back and think safety. At the time, the battle for Michika was still going on. But on our way back, we ran into some damaging images of the Boko Haram campaign, that is, destruction of public utilities. We passed several bridges linking towns and electricity transmission lines defiled.
Now, one of the most harmful effects of insurgency, especially in Adamawa State, is its effect on public utilities. You can look at this bridge on Hong to Mubi Road. It has been broken apparently by the insurgents. Now, do not contemplate how much it may cost state government or the federal government to do this bridge. But then, not only in terms of cost, in terms of the people that are following it to access either Mubi or to access Hong. The road they are following, which they cut, is a major stream, which means that during the rainy season, this road will be inaccessible. Mubi will be inaccessible from Yola. Now, this is some of the harmful effect. But it's not only the bridges that are affected. In other places, electricity cables have been affected. Water supply have been affected. And in critical situations, even banks have been affected.
On transit the following day in Mubi, the army showed us one of the 8 boys captured by Boko Haram during the Mubi campaign. He was rescued by the army.
I have to take a walk with Sunday Amos because Sunday Amos has a special story to tell. Sunday Amos was captured by insurgents in Mubi. When the insurgents attacked Mubi, all his parents ran away. He didn't know. He remained behind and they captured him. Eventually, when he was captured, members of the Special Task Force of 28th Brigade in Mubi caught up with him while he was in the hands of Boko Haram. They brought him to their headquarters, brigade headquarters, and they treated him well and linked up with his parents. But that is not the story. The story is his life with members of the insurgents.
When we were captured, they took us to Michika, then to Magadeli and Shua. Eventually, we were in Bama. It was in Bama that I ran away from their custody despite their warning to deal with whoever runs.
The boy gave a detailed narrative on how he was captured by Boko Haram, how he was taken to 4 different locations, and how he eventually escaped from their hands and found by the army. The good news now is that the army have contacted his parents. They are all alive and they are coming to claim him.
When we were captured, they took us to Michika, then to Magadeli and Shua. Eventually, we were in Bama. It was in Bama that I ran away from their custody, despite their warning to deal with whoever runs. They do beat us and force us to read chapters of a book.
It is important to note that this boy fits perfectly into the recruitment requirements of Boko Haram. All eyewitnesses admit that the Boko Haram foot soldiers are never above 17.
There is something unique about Hong in Adamawa State. It has very rich mountainous background. But then Hong is also one of the largest towns in Adamawa State that has been affected by insurgency. When the insurgents came to Adamawa, the mountain proved to be very poor defense. The insurgent came by road.
Although the return to Hong is more comprehensive, rebuilding is top bargain. Families lost every skin.
This young man here, Suleiman, is the owner of this house. When the insurgents came to Hong, he has just newly built his own house and he had a new wife. When the insurgents came, they dropped them out of the house and bought the house. All the properties he had, they bought them. He could not pick anything. What happened eventually? He took flight, he and his wife. So let us tell us, Suleiman, when they came, what happened? What did you do?
I run away. I use my food, run away. I spent 2 days walking barefooted in the forest.
Do you know where you are going? Do you know your direction?
No, we are just moving around. But
you and your wife?
No, yes, no. My wife go on one direction and we change direction because women, they are not. They're not the pick women like women's.
Okay.
Yes.
They don't pick women.
Yes, they don't pick women randomly.
Oh.
But women's at this stage, they want us maybe for their own taking their goods here.
Okay.
Yes.
So they carry you hostage more than they take a woman.
Yes.
So it is easier for them to carry you.
Yes.
So you change direction.
Yes, we change direction. Our wife use one road here. We will use this rock.
Okay.
Yes.
So you spent 2 days on the road.
I spent 2 days on the bush. I'm moving randomly.
You and many other people.
Me and many other people. We are about 1,000 people. We are moving on the road.
Eventually, you have been saved.
Yes.
Tell me, now you are back.
Yes,
So how is life after you came back?
thank God. Just come manage me here. Then burn everything, even my goods, my welding machine, filing machine, everything I don't have. Even my result, anything, my document, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. I just.
So you're starting life afresh?
Yes, I life afresh. Anything I have now is a new. not the old one I have.
What of your wife? She survived?
She survived.
Okay, where is she now?
He went to their house not just now.
Okay.
Yes.
But she's around, she's safe?
Yes, he's safe too.
Your children?
They are all safe.
Okay.
Thank God.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are rebuilding now?
Yes.
But
Although the return to home is more comprehensive, rebuilding is a tough bargain. Families lost everything escaping from the insurgents. Home like Mubi is a picture of burnt houses, burnt businesses, and burnt public utilities. Life is, however, back in full force, and the people are more relaxed than in Mubi and Michika. The experiences are the same in Gombe, another big town caught in the wave of terror attack. So what challenge did this returnees pose to government?
Resettling these people back to their normal, abodes. Those who are returning back to their habitats. Yes. So we're looking at this. How do we provide them with, for instance, transportation, get them back? How do we meet their immediate goals in terms of social services, in terms of medical needs, in terms of food, the medium term, these are the short term and immediate ones. And of course, the question of building up their structures and help them rebuild their lives, because most of them, 99% of them going back, have lost their homes, have lost their loved ones. And so there is the question of rehabilitation, both social, psychological rehabilitation. That's the social psychological aspect of it, as well as help them rebuild their lives. Some have lost entirety of what they have owned throughout their lives. It's traumatic.
My cameraman had concern for women and children, which he observed had been most affected by the insurgents. So what is the plan of this group?
But I want to tell you, speaking for myself, the issue of widows and orphans have been some of the things. These are the category of people that have been dear to my heart. Out of politics, I've always been a widow and orphan person. There are this disadvantaged and a privileged part of our society that we must make specific provisions for. And for me, there is some spirituality as a person about doing something for widows. I'll tell you, I say most of the successes I've registered in my life, anchored spiritually. I think part and parcel of it has to do with the fact that I take out my time to make special attention for women and widows and orphans in society. So that is to tell you I have soft spot for them, and this government, this government has a preeminent disposition towards widows and orphans, and that will be caught in the net of the totality of the program we have for them. We must find a way to rehabilitate them. We must find a way to empower them. Like they say, the father of the fatherless, the husband of the widow is God himself, but under God we must operate as human beings. I want to assure you that the women will have some sizable place in the scheme of the thing we will do to rehabilitate our people.
Adamawa said is coming out gradually of its invasion by Boko Haram. The gradual return is good news. Surely, however, rebuilding will be a fundamental challenge.